Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. This is Flying Scorpion with another post-gameplay analysis commentary for you. And in this game, I'll be playing as Wraith on the Broken Hill Mine. Now, I'm doing something a little bit differently here. This is my first day of really making a lot of videos for YouTube all at once. And so I'm going to share with you what's going on my screen here, and we'll see how well this works. With how much work is going on here. So I'm uploading a couple of videos to YouTube. I made a mistake on this first one and I didn't compress it. It's 7 gigs. So it's taking it a really long time to upload, but I didn't make the same mistake on the second video. The upload's pending, and I'm going to be adding another one into the queue after this one's finished compressing with Handbrake. So this is the video that shows me reaching level 39 with Cabot. It's later on in the day, so the lighting's not as good, but I'm also recording with my webcam at the same time, just in case I want to fade in the webcam footage while I'm talking, while there isn't anything happening on the screen that's particularly related to what I'm talking about. And while all this is going on, I'm out exporting my next video, which is going to be Lazarus on the Broken Hill Mines right here. And this video is related to the one I'm talking right now. So what I'm planning on doing is editing it so that somewhere up in one of these corners, you'll see some footage of this video right here. So you can just click on it and go straight to that video, because that video and this one are two videos that are a good pairing. So in that one, I was playing at a time where there weren't really a lot of players on at once. Oh, before I even continue, did I mention I'm also recording the audio specifically with Audacity, and I'm recording the video specifically with Open Broadcasting software. So I'm doing a lot of multitasking right now to try and get as many videos done as possible in a short period of time. So we'll see how well my processor handles all of this. But this is all in the name of testing new things and seeing how they work. So, excuse me. Last night I was playing at a time where there weren't that many players. And I was getting matched up with the same people, and we played against this guy called Al Sharpton Racing Pimp or something like that, and he was playing as Wraith on Broken Hill Foundry, and I was playing as the Trapper. I was playing as Crow, and I'm a good Crow player. I'd say I'm above average, and I was on his ass constantly, and he was really frustrated. At the end of the match, he's just pissed off, and he said that map sucks. And then we played against him again. It was me and just a bunch of random people, and he was on Broken Hill Mines, and he was playing as Wraith, and I was playing as Lazarus that round, and he lost again. And at the end of the match, and you can see in the video that I've linked here in the previous video, is at the end of the match he said that map sucked and it's a really good map for the hunters. And then I said, no, that map's actually really good for the monsters. I love that map as the monster. And then somebody else chirped in and said it's a terrible map for everybody, which, you know, if it's a bad map for everybody, then that means it's balanced. Then it's equally bad for the hunters and for the monsters, or, you know, whatever. Everybody's kind of got the same handicap. So as we played some more matches, I mentioned in between some rounds, I was like, well, I hope that if we get those maps again, I get to play as the monster. And then I'll show you guys how you play as monster on those maps. And that guy that was playing the monster was complaining a lot. He ended up playing as a hunter, and me and 2 of the other hunters were playing with him. And he wouldn't shut up about how much Evolve sucks, and then the 3 of us just left the game, left him by himself. And so I took a break. I got back online, and I queued up again, and I got matched up with him again. Again, this is a time where there weren't that many people online. It was him and then 2 other random people, or 3 other random people, including some level 7 dude. And lo and behold, it was Broken Hill Mine, and I was like, now here's my chance to show you how to play as Wraith on Broken Hill Mine. Now, mind you, I had a bit of an advantage because one of the players on his team was level 7. So as we can see here, actually, one of them's not even loaded in yet. It's still an AI. So they've only got 3 out of 4 players, but I was like, I still want to do it. I still want to show this guy how you play as Wraith on a map like this and show him that it is possible. So I go ahead, and at this point I'm really excited. During the match, I'm hovering over the Assault. That's a level 7 guy, and I go 2 into Warp Blast, 1 into Abduction, and I get the Movement Speed perk. That's the same thing that I do almost every time. So Al Sharpton Race Baiting Pimp is playing as I can't remember, Griffin. I think he's an Elite Griffin. He's also a pretty good Kraken player. He is a good monster player. We're gonna get this to full screen mode. Here we go. I'm gonna have to do this a couple times to actually get it to cover that. Okay, well, apparently we're going to keep the start bar open. So I guess they're waiting to find out if they get support, but they don't get a support. The support's going to end up being Sunny, which isn't a big deal. Why is this not going full screen? I really wish it would. There we go. Now it's full screen. So I'm not super familiar with this map, but I just know that the map is really good for just juking. It's really good for breaking line of sight to the hunters, and it's really good for melee because it's tight. Like, look how tight this corridor is right here. You get in close, they have to bundle up together. So there's really no way to get out of there that I know of without breaking down some sort of door. I'm grabbing a buff. At the beginning of the match, I'm not really sure which direction to go. I'm just going to pick a direction and go with it. I grab the armor regenerates faster buff, you know, whatever, just because every time if you're playing against a monster, you can see where they go by looking for what doors they broke down at the beginning, even if they're sneaking around constantly. So I'm sneaking here, and the hunters they're not on my tail, and I'm leaving some pretty obvious cues, like the dead body back there with the buff. You can see the buff from further away, and the what's it called? The broken entranceways and doorways. See, there's some broken rocks I probably just created. Now I'm trying to eat underneath the cover where there's no birds are going to show up above me, no carrion birds, and I'm doing a pretty good job of that. But I really want to find 3 meats, and I'm only finding 1 meat so far, so I've only eaten 3 meats worth. Now that's open sky up above there, so I'm going to use abduction to pull one of these creatures back towards me. Notice how the creature on the right hand side just like warped into my hands. Man, abduction it needs some work. It needs some loving by the devs. I don't think it's working properly. But anyways, I know that they're not near me. Not going into sneak mode and moving like that does give you the opportunity to be noticed by sound spikes, but that's okay. There's a nice little 2 meat here. I'm going to eat that. I look up at the sky. There's no open sky for carrion birds, so at this point we're getting a little bit deeper into the match here, and they still haven't found me. I haven't made any birds. I haven't really made any noises. I haven't shown up on sound spike. I'm doing a really good job of subterfuge, I guess I would say, of sneaking around, playing stealthy without getting noticed. So I'm getting better at noticing the radius around those birds, and how close you can get without getting them. So they know where I am. By sniffing, they can hear me, they can see me. He's right on my tail. And I kind of get backed into a corner here. I also accidentally kill that creature with the buff, I think. I do notice that there's a tyrant in here, so that can work to my advantage, but the past few games that I played against the hunters, they've done a good job of dodging the tyrants and not getting hurt by them. So there's AI Al Sharpton baiting pimp, and I'm all over him. Like, I just want to take this guy out, take out the trapper so I can get out of the dome. It's not working out so well. I break line of sight from Markov's arc gun to try to reduce some damage. Their support is really going hard on damage here. So Sunny's a really good character. She's good at just keeping the damage on, preventing me from eating corpses and things like that. The good thing is, once you take out that drone, the shield drone, she can't drop one down again for a while. See, it's down. So now I can just go get some more damage off. The shield drone's not going to stop me. The cooldown's pretty short on that thing, though. So I know the dome's about to go down. I heard him say dome's about up, so I get close to my exit and quickly get out of here. This was a really good use of Warp Blast. It closes the distance and it breaks that thing quickly, so I can get out a little bit faster and I'll get hung up on it. I stop to break the sound spike, and I continue moving along here. I remember when I was in high school, one of my friends said that I would make a good sportscaster one day. He also called me Captain Obvious a lot. So I guess I'm using those old high school talents to good use here. But I'm not going to eat that because it's only 1 meat and it's just not worth it. I think I'm evolved ready. I'm not too sure. Excuse me. No, I'm not evolved ready because they dome me again at stage 1. And I think this is the spot where the fight happens, actually, is right around here. See, I get stuck on those walls just for a brief moment. So I'm doing a pretty good job getting away without making too much noise or leaving too many tracks. Oh, I just noticed that there's a if you can pause that, yeah, right here. Oh, my body's blocking it. See that? There's one of those plants that eat the people. I really wish that those things showed up when I sniffed. but they don't. So if I get really good at the game and I start to remember where these things are, I'm going to start abducting players. Like I would go fly up above here, and then I would shoot down and abduct a player through this doorway, and then bring them back here and let them fall into the plant, and then go over here and just keep fighting and block them. You know, that'd be a really good play, right? So I'm gonna try doing that stuff more often when I get more advanced and I get a better eye for noticing these things. In the meantime, the first step to learning where they are on the map is actually noticing them and seeing them. And I really gotta train my eye to notice these things. But for now, 2 hours away from evolving, just gotta eat a couple more meats. Excuse me. There's a mute button on my microphone, but I don't really have a stand for the microphone. It's just kind of like precariously balanced up on a book. So I don't want to push the mute button unless it and risk having it fall down. So there's some meats here. This thing is running away without eating it, which is great for me. So it's just going around killing stuff and leaving meats behind. I get a little greedy. I can see the hunters behind me, but I see like, ooh, free meat. I'm going to take this. Really not the best idea. I probably should have kept on moving, but because of that, I pay the price. He just threw down the dome right there. I'm getting domed. Not much I can do about that. So I'm going to go for some damage. I get lucky. I get him while he's still trying to scale the wall. And I get some damage off there. They're hiding inside the spore cloud, which is good. There's spore clouds right here. Prevents me from smelling. And get a little more damage off. I'm playing better at stage 1 in terms of... excuse me. In terms of being a little more pushy and aggressive and dishing out some damage, even at stage 1 if they dome me. And that's one thing that I really learned from before when I lost my confidence as a monster. This was good. Like I come around and they just clumped up together. Bad play on their part, good play on my part. I saw an opportunity, I went with it. So now I'm taking health damage, so I come back here and eat this thing, which is great. They take so long to get to me that I think I completely finished eating it. Yeah, I just ate the whole thing. Like, no problem, man. I'm evolved ready now. So, not too much to say here, just kind of fighting some more. Things aren't going super well. They're getting a little more damage off of me, but that's okay. Dome is down, and I'm going to get away. I see a sound spike when I pass through on the right-hand side, but I don't. Do I stop and kill it? No, I just like, no, just keep going, sneak away. One of the other things that you can tell that I'm not super familiar with the map is because if I was, I would know where these boxes are automatically. Now here's a waste of time. Okay, I'm already evolve ready. See on the left-hand screen it says evolve ready, but I'm stopping to eat. I didn't need to do that. I should have just kept on moving. So I startled some birds. Not good. But I do a real good job juking, and I'm, like I said in one of the previous videos, I'm learning to use sniff a little bit more conservatively and not spam it, because it does make noise when you sniff for the hunters, and I wait till I get a little more distance before I sniff again. See, there's a nice buff for me. That pounce buff would be really helpful for the upcoming fights, but I just don't want to stop. I see somebody there. I see somebody there. Okay, so this is where I do a really good job juking, and I like this map a lot. This is why the map is good, is because you can break line of sight so often. See, they don't see me. It's so good because so much stuff breaks their line of sight where they can't see you. I don't eat that because it's out in the open, and also because I'm evolve ready. There's no sense in eating. So this is not a good spot to evolve. I probably should have gotten more distance, but whatever. I go ahead and go for the evolve anyway. And after you get evolved to stage 2, at least after I do, I got all my tools for all my abilities. They're not decoy is almost like useless with only 1 point into it. It really doesn't last long enough, but it's something, you know, it's good enough. At least it gives me like a brief moment of reprieve, however you pronounce it. So I'm going to eat this, and the thing I like about Wraith is after you evolve or after you lose your armor, you only need like 3 or 4 meats to get almost full armor. Like that's it. So I'm ready to fight again. So I'm going to continue sneaking along, and what I would prefer to do is fighting at stage 2 it's fun. But what I would prefer to do is like I'm trying to find the buff here for the tyrant. It's not actually there, so I'm just going to go ahead and get the kill. Now, see, I did a much better job with the timing of my what's it called? I'm gonna back up just a touch here. Of supernova plus decoy. Watch how well I time this. There's a previous video where I dropped the supernova and then there's like a second where I just stand there, and that's because I'm expecting the decoy to start doing damage, and then I realized that I never did launch the decoy, and that's because I was pressing the number 4 key and the number 3 key on my keyboard in rapid succession, way too close to one another, and you need to allow enough time for the supernova animation to finish. So let's watch this for a second. In fact, can I slow it down a bit? Oh my god, no, that's not what I meant to do. Did I pick the right spot to resume the gameplay? Oh man, this is like not the right spot. Let's continue. Alright, that's not it. Yeah, that's not it. Sorry guys. Alright, this is it right here. Okay. There's gotta be a way to slow this down. I know what the shortcut is. Oh. I know what the shortcut is on my keyboard, but that'll stop the recording too. I should rebind that key. Okay, anyways, let's go ahead and watch this. So it's supernova, and then really quickly into the decoy. Bam, decoy's out there doing damage. It gets the maximum benefit of the supernova, see? As soon as supernova's over, that thing goes away. And I noticed the sound spike there, so I'm just gonna take that thing out and continue moving along. So they know where I am. That's okay. I'm full armor. I'm ready to take a fight if I get domed here. But I think, you know what? He's separating from the team. Sneak attack. Now their support actually did a really good job through most of the match, but right here the support really screwed up. She's using that boost way too much, and she needs to switch to her weapon, but by the time she does, it's too late. Just a fraction of a second too late. Even if she did stop me, he was so low health I would have finished him off anyway. Now the Assault player is really subpar. He's got some improving to do, but he's a new player. Now the corpse is cloaked. Assault he hasn't thrown up a shield. I don't know why. So now I know that the Trapper's dead. Support is doing a good job, but here he dies. Oh, he's about to die. He does a good dodge, but this is gonna... There we go. I really like that when you start left clicking with the mouse to attack, your character will even swing backwards, like behind where the camera's facing, to get a hit if they're within a radius of you. So it really actually does help. It's like auto aim for melee attacks. So I tried to do a pounce attack, but instead I just hit the wall. The support is there. I'm like, no, there's two things that I really don't want to get back up here. And that's the Trapper, who's already dead now, and definitely the Assault. I don't want him coming back up because he does most of their damage. So I'm denying his corpse. I'm not concerned about getting hit too much with Sunny. Sunny doesn't do as much damage as Markov does. So that was bad play. I just threw it into a wall, and I'm not going to be able to eat this because Sunny's shooting at me. So she's going to get some good chip damage against my health here. I see her for a second, but she goes back up. See, some good play on her part. Good dodging. She goes up, she goes back up there. She's still doing splash damage, but look at that. Now that's fucking annoying. I pounced attacked her and then it stopped because the grenade or whatever. And that time it does work. I don't know, man. It's unpredictable. Anyway, she's dead. I'm like, you know what? Get off the body. Don't take any unnecessary damage. I'm just going to eat this. I got a strike on almost everybody except for the medic, so I'm just going to go ahead and eat. So Al Sharpton... racer pimp guy is probably like, okay, yeah, I'm showing him. This is how you can play as Wraith on this map. It's not bad. I do like playing on this map. And I apologize if my microphone, if I'm blowing into it occasionally and it makes this sound. I'm going to try to avoid doing that. I got to teach myself to speak a little bit differently when I'm this close to the microphone. But yeah. So I got a few more meats here. Not much to really say about what the decisions are right here. I'm really just going to go for that stage 3 evolve and seal the deal on this game. I got a nice corpse underneath me that I can eat real quickly. And I looked behind me too after I smelled and I saw 3 meat. Excuse me. So I'm planning to eat this and then go back for that 3 meat. There we go. There's that 3 meat again. There's some food right there too. Sometimes you're lucky you get 3 meats or 3 pieces of food out of these containers. I only got 2 though. So I'm fully armored. I'm ready to go for the power relay. I could go for a buff, but I don't know where the buffs are on this map. I see this guy. I'm like, all right. Wraith Sharpton. Race baiting. Yeah, I went past him a little bit, and I'm pretty sure that did do damage to him. I can't smell his health bar because slim, but I can still see visually where he is, and I get him. See right there, I just threw him against the ground, so I know he's down even though I can't smell it. So I pull away, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to eat some more, just get a little more armor. This is really the way you play as Wraith, and this map is really conductive to playing Wraith, this playstyle. You go in, you get a strike, you get out. You get armor, and then you come back in, you get a strike, and then you get out. This is the best way to play as Wraith. And using abduction, that's why I said I put only 1 point of abduction. Look at the range on this. Like, the range is fine. You don't need to get much more. I try to get past him, but I didn't. I kill him though anyway. He goes down. I don't know why he didn't use his shield. Again, really subpar play on his part. I throw in the decoy with Supernova, and look at the damage. I think it may have killed him. I'm not too sure, but I'm just going to go ahead and now start finishing off the corpse. The whole reason of doing that was to hang back and make sure they didn't get the revive off on the assault. That was really why I did that. So she's hurting. That's one good thing. That's another weakness of Sunny, is that the burst damage from the Warp Blast, it doesn't get prevented by her crappy shield drone. So she's dead, and this is pretty much it. I also took out that shield drone with that last Warp Blast as well. Warp Blast is really good for taking out the shield drones. And that's pretty much it. That's a classic textbook. I'm not really sure a classic, but that's like a textbook example of how to play as Wraith on this map, I would say. I'm sure I can improve. There's some some areas where I can improve, like I don't need to eat.
I told you, this map is pretty good for Monster. It's good if you sneak around a lot.
It's good for Behemoth and Wraith. That's about it. For Goliath and Kraken, it's terrible.
I agree. For Kraken, it's a bad map.
So I just wanted to stop talking there for a second, just to show the rapport between me and Al Hunter or Al Racer Pimp guy at the end there. But yeah, now he sees like it's a good map for Wraith, because there's so much stuff to break line of sight to the hunters, and there's so many tunnels and ways you can move around in S shapes and stuff like that, and figure eights and things like that, and juke the hunters. As long as you don't have a tracking dart in you, you'll be fine. So anyways, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Again, this is Flying Scorpion. Adios.